about the cost of running county governments and the national government are the same people who've been against any constructive remodification of the constitution. Because at some point there were those conversations that counties are not sustainable. They need some sort of a regional cluster. Simply because why would you have a CEC for sports in Homa Bay and another CEC for sports in Migori and another one in Kisii and Nyamira, and they're neighboring? And if anything, the sports that they play cuts across those counties. So I think those are very serious conversations around governance, but they're masking the real issue that we need to probably focus on. It is very simple. If we keep borrowing, like today, if you take it at a personal or family household level, if today my income and my wife's income can get us a loan of 10 million, and we take that loan of 10 million, in which case our salaries will be servicing that loan, and we squander that 10 million, it basically means we've not created an environment that will enable us pay that loan. So we are not getting revenues to pay that loan. And our salary is already depleted. We will continue living in a deplorable condition. And I think the critical question that we need to ask these many leaders that we give powers, from MCAs, women rep, senators, is the question of why do you allow Kenyans, to live in a country where borrowing makes our condition a lot more deplorable, because we are borrowing with the intention. The Constitution is very clear that borrowing is only meant for investment in development, in which case it's supposed to create an environment that can make the country more. But in a situation where we have odious debts, you don't even know where these debts went to, what they finance, and we are paying. I think the circle is vicious. And instead of blaming the leadership that we have, because we're not going to take these counties away, that's for a fact. It is impossible to go to Migori County and say, now we are going to reduce the number of MCAs. We'll be like, we only have 4 wards in Suna East. And the guys in Suna East will say, no way, we are not going to seat even one, you see. But we have a reason to ask our ward representatives, hey, wait, you're an MCA, members of counties, you're an MCA. Now we need to see value for money. Whatever money is coming down to the ward level, how is it spent? You are a member of parliament. There are 2 things which are even contradictory. First of all, you're a member of parliament, you're supposed to oversight the national government, and then you're also given resources to spend, in contravention of the Constitution. Even the NGCDF Act in itself does not envision a situation where an MP is involved in this, but they are involved. So it is for Kenyans to start asking, now if money is spent on this, it needs to be judicious enough, and we need to see a return on investment.
Do you think that the leaders that we have today, MCAs, members of parliament, understand their role? Because perhaps maybe we're sitting here and assuming that these are individuals who understand their roles based off what the Constitution says. Because you find, and what angers me is because I remember at some point even my member of parliament in Nyamita went to the president saying, Mimi, I'm working with the government so that I can get development. Yet he sits in the National Assembly where budgeting happens, where he can push even for private members' bill for development to come to his constituency, because development is not a favor. It is a right for every other Kenyan. Do people who are in these offices understand their role?
Let me tell you, the ones who understand use that understanding for their own benefit and the benefit of the people that they're supposed to make work for Kenyans. It's simply what your MP said, that they understand their role, but then they've decided to use the power of their role to act on the whims of the president or the executive. Now, at the national level, it is not bad. At the county assembly and the county level, it is worse, because either MCAs don't understand their roles, or if they do understand their roles, now they're using that against the governor. So there's no development. But to a large extent, what they don't understand, even at the county assembly, a committee at the county assembly, once constituted, has the powers equivalent to a high court, in which case they can censor any CEC. They can even censor the governor. Now, that power has never been exercised. You come from Migori. There was a time we had a governor who had the whole world on his neck, cases upon cases, so many things. Not even one MCA raised an issue at the county assembly. Not even one. Now ask yourself, is it that they didn't know nothing was happening? Today as we speak, governors, and this is from members of parliament that we interact with, they tell you the shocking details of what governors are doing. That instead of paying salaries, they hold that money to earn interest. And you ask yourself, is it that MCAs don't know? MCAs know, but they're just like, okay, if you can do that, then we need to get our cut out of it. And it's the unfortunate thing that at the county level, let me tell you, when I was growing up, health centers were working better than they are working now, but there was no devolution. Health centers were, as in, I would leave my high school and go to the local health center and get treated and go back to school. Now today, health is devolved. That money goes to the county. It is closer to the people. In the run-up to the 2022 general election, folks in Suna East were telling me, boss, us, we don't need anything. We don't even need roads. But we just need access to medical and health services close to us. That is all we need. Guys who are from very far off. Now, that was 2022. 2022 was how many years after devolution? So many years. So either these people understand, the people who are supposed to oversight both the county and the national government, either they understand and they're using that to their advantage, or they don't understand. And if they don't understand, I think the problem is whoever gives them that power.
Is there time for a systemic change? Because all of the things that we're